And then we're going to do big waves out there. So good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Sunday. So great to see everybody tonight. And oh my goodness, the squeezes we're going to be able to give in just a couple days. Like we're like at the final stretch. So I just could not be more excited. Well, the only thing that's going to get me more excited is we get a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little bit closer. So I cannot wait to see everybody. I'm enjoying all the phone calls, and I'm sure that Kristine can give us some updates maybe about anything we might need to know for next week. We actually didn't talk about that today when we were talking about the call. But I'm going to share my screen really quickly, run through some very, very quick housekeeping items, and then we're going to kick it off with this phenomenal lady. So thank you for tuning into our Sunday night success session. Always excited to have each of you on. And if you're looking for the calls, if you're looking for where you can plug in throughout the week, grab a screenshot of this. This is our basic schedule of what we do every single week. We've got a couple that are on pause until after our convention, but this is kind of the rough outline of what we do weekly. So take a picture, grab it, because we would love to see each and every one of you on each and every one of these. And if you ever want to be reminded, you're like, oh my goodness, I always miss the Renew stories on Tuesday night. Well, join us on Telegram. So go find us, New Age Communication 2022. We will join that channel, and you will get updates for everything every day. And then speaking of updates, tomorrow night, we have Dr. Ginger is going to be on the New Age Live call with our very own Kristine McKay that we're going to talk about in a moment here, and Cameron Bott. So that's going to be a powerful call. They've got all kinds of stuff going on tomorrow night, so don't miss this one. I would definitely set an alarm. I know we've got some people traveling this week, but try to be on that if you can. And then that brings us to tonight. So I am so excited to have this lady. If you have not had the privilege of hearing Kristine McKay or meeting her in person, well, you're in for a treat, because she's a phenomenal woman. And she's just one of those people that when you get to know her, when you get to sit down with her, you get to listen to her speak, you know she cares. Like, you ever be around somebody and you can just tell that they actually care about you? And that's Kristine. So she's a phenomenal general manager of North America, but a phenomenal human. So I'm super excited to have her on here with us tonight. So Kristine, you should be able to unmute yourself. I'm going to highlight you so that we can all stare at you. Look at you. Nails are all fancy, all dressed up. You look gorgeous. Gorgeous. Can't wait to squeeze you in person in just a couple days here. So
I can't wait.
Oh my gosh, I can't either. So if you wouldn't mind, so first of all, thank you. I know you're busy, like you're corporate, you work a ton throughout the week, and then you have these needy little humans that say, hey, it's a Sunday, it's a day for family. You want to join us on a Zoom. So thank you so much for jumping on here. And I know how busy you are, especially this week. So thank you for taking the time to be with us tonight.
You're welcome. There isn't anywhere else I'd rather be, for sure. I always love when I get invited to these calls, because I feel like I get to be like a part of the behind the scenes crew. And so I love being on this side of the business.
Well, we absolutely love having you. So for those of us that maybe don't know you just yet, would you mind sharing your story with us tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I am new to I'm new to this industry, but as far as direct sales. But the fact of the matter is, like, I've worked for 20 years in shopping TV, and it's really interesting to me because there are so many similarities between the two industries that when I moved back from the States, after I had sold my company to a shopping channel in Europe, I moved back and thought, I'm kind of done with that. I want to do something different. And a good friend of mine, who is John Wadsworth's son-in-law, said, come work at Zenoa for a little while. And I was like, direct selling, I don't know, and I went and I thought, oh, this will just be temporary till I figure out what I really want to do. And I fell in love almost immediately. because what I love is what I've loved for 20 years. I love sharing the story and the passion behind products that change our lives, that make us excited. And for me, this has actually been more fulfilling for me because I actually get to work with all of you and I get to hear your stories every day. And so I started with Zenoa and kind of transitioned through the RX and through New Age. And so I've been with the company for about 4 years, and I'll tell you what, I love it. And there's no other place I'd rather be. And I found my home.
Well, we love having you. And you've definitely brought such a great perspective and such great information to all of us. And I love your background. And it's kind of funny that you didn't want to do that anymore. And then here we are. We've got our shoppable shows.
I was going to say, and the funniest part of that is when we launched the shoppable shows, I was like, wait a minute. I thought I walked away from this. And yet, you know what? I love it. And you know, it's interesting to me. And this is actually one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight was, as you know, our event is about dreams and our visions and what we see for ourselves. And I will, you know, I'll tell you what, like, this is not like where I initially saw myself being, but because I just stayed in tuned to what I felt inside and kind of followed that journey, I ended up exactly where I'm supposed to be. And so it was almost interesting that when we started the live shopping, I thought, you know what, there's a reason that I'm here. And so it's that comfort and that joy when you find what you are supposed to be doing. And that's what I love most about this job and working with all of you is really defining that, is what are your dreams and where am I supposed to be and how can I achieve that? And so it's so fun for me to be at this place at this time right now.
Well, that kind of goes into my next question, but I'm just stalking you on Facebook right now because that you just posted about this. And I thought this was so powerful that I liked it twice. Like, I thought I already put a heart on this. So you got 2 hearts on it, but what's meant for you will always feel natural, calm, and clear, not forced, chaotic, and confusing. And I love that. So you found your way home. I didn't see myself in this career either, right? Like I don't know if anybody when they're a little kid says, you know what I'm going to do when I grow up? Maybe they do these days. I don't know. Hopefully my kids do. But it's interesting how when something finds you and it just hits all the needs in yourself, that it just feels like home. So I'm so glad you found your way here. And you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what is your best part? Like, if you could think about everything you get to do as the queen of everything, like, what's your favorite part as being the GM of North America? Easy for me to say.
Honestly and truthfully, my favorite part is working with other people. And I don't know, I feel compelled to share this. I sometimes I'm an overshare. Hopefully that's okay, Andrea.
Love it.
But hopefully I'm not the only one that has gone through a period of time in their life where maybe everything just kind of fell apart. Everything that you thought you had nailed and thought you'd succeeded and the path that you had, envisioned for yourself, maybe just didn't work out. And I'm fortunate that I had been really I'd been fortunate up until, probably my early 40s that things had just kind of worked out because I always just kind of went where my gut went. And when I went through that, I'll just be honest, it was devastating. It was a devastating time for me. And as I went through that, the one thing that got me through that was I remember hearing a quote, and I wasn't prepared to share this tonight, so I don't have it in front of me. So hopefully I can remember it. But there's a quote about happiness is so powerful, it doesn't matter if it's yours. And there's a quote about how old men plant trees for the shade that they will never see, but they plant it for others. And I remember when I heard that quote, it was at that moment I thought, you know what? I'm going to stop thinking about myself. I'm going to stop focusing, and maybe there was part of it that was like, maybe I won't find happiness, but if I can provide happiness for others, I can share in that. And since then, and since I kind of, started focusing on that, it is so powerful and it is so true. When you stop focusing on yourself and you start focusing on those around you. And I wanted to be the person to others that I had needed during that time in my life. And so that was probably a little deeper of an answer than you were expecting, but I felt compelled to share that. So for me, through focusing on other people, I found happiness, I found joy. And so for me, I continue to, honestly, that's the favorite part of my job, when I see the joys and I see the successes of others, and I can kind of just take part in that joy and that happiness.
Okay, guys, you heard me in the beginning. I said, when you see her heart, that's beautiful. I love it. It was deep. That was super deep and so powerful. Like, it kind of got me. I'm like, I'm not going to get emotional yet. Like, give me a minute. Like, we're only 11 minutes into the call. Try not to cry that early on. But I'm like, old men plant trees. Like, that is so powerful. And if we can create something, like, isn't that what we're all doing here? Like, I know I started selfishly. I wanted to feed my family. But then when you get to feed other families, when you get to have people maybe work a little less overtime or benefit from health or benefit in all these different ways, you love it so much more. Like, I loved what I did when it was just feeding my kids. But man, I was obsessed with it once it started feeding other people's kids. Like, that's where the fun part comes in. So I love that. I love your spirit. That's why we know we're in the right place. So that's phenomenal. So we're going to switch gears. Talk a little bit about Renew, because out here in the field, we're obsessed with Renew. Like, you cannot have a single conversation with anybody that's involved with what we have and Renew does not come up. But what about from the corporate side? Like, what is corporate excited about with Renew? What does corporate think about Renew?
Renew has been such I want to use the word pivot. It has been such an amazing product that has really caused us all to pivot. And I'm going to steal the expertise of the likes of Chris Doyle, Todd Rowland, Tim Sales, Brent Palmer, Tracy Turnberg, who I am inspired by their experience in the industry. Many of them have been in the industry for 30 years. And so when I hear Chris Doyle tell me he's never seen a product that had so much potential to be $1 billion product, when I hear that, it confirms what I feel and the numbers that I see from corporate. So from a health aspect, it is one of those products that all of our products are multifunctional, right? I mean, Deanna's so great about that. If it's for sleep, she's always going to add some other ingredients that are maybe going to affect some other elements of our health. But HGH, it covers everything. If our product, it is like the one stop. It's sleep, it's libido, it's strength, it's resilience, it's so many things. But the thing that I love about it most is that it is such a simple and easy product to share. And most people, so Deanna's collected over 200 different surveys from people that feel something within 5 days. Now, obviously you're not going to get the benefits of, so many people sent me pictures of their gray hair turning dark again. I've experienced that. Clearly that's going to take a few, 30 days, or more. But the fact that the results are so soon, or that happen so quickly, this product it truly is a gateway marketing product. And what I mean by that is, what we want everyone to experience all of our products, from MOA to TNJ to Nuka Hiva, all of them. But Renew is such a fast, quick acting product that has benefits that there's not a single person that can't benefit from it, that it really is going to be a game changer in how we introduce the business.
Well, I love it. Obviously, I'm one of those people that's, if I could do a cartwheel, I would, about Renew.
And you can, because Renew makes you back like you're 15, right?
Okay, I couldn't do a cartwheel at 15. I have a funny story about that for another time. We can talk about that. But yes, I never could do a cartwheel. Maybe one day I will learn now. But what I love about Renew is exactly what you're saying, is that I don't care who I'm talking to. It doesn't matter. If you are a human, then you can benefit from this product. And, I love all of our products. And I think if you're a human, I'm trying to think about them all, you can probably benefit from all of them. Like if you, I don't know. I think you probably can, but you might not see it when you look at the package, right? Like you might not see yourself in it. So if I'm looking at Skinny Drops and I'm my daughter that's like 90 pounds sopping wet, she's probably not going to see herself in that product. Now, she does use that product because it helps balance hormones and mom needs a 16-year-old to have that, but she just might not see herself. But when you look at that box of Renew, I don't know anybody that doesn't say, huh, I want that. I want that. Like maybe I'm not interested in, better sleep because I sleep great, but I am interested in, stamina or recovery or weight loss, getting rid of that belly fat or whatever it might be. There's something on that box that people can benefit from. Thank you, Tanya. I'll see. We'll see. But everybody can see themselves in it, and it makes it so universal. And then I love that they're so portable. Like it's such a silly small thing, but it just makes it, like you said, so easy to share that it just changes the face of everything we have. So, okay, one more.
Okay.
I like to keep you all over the place because I have all these, we
I
don't
love
get
it.
you very often, right? Like, so we've got to ask like all the questions of you, but we've got 5 days, I believe, until some of us, most of us, should be all of us, are going to be in Orlando. But let's pretend that there's somebody on here that, crazy enough, made the decision. They are choosing at this moment to stay home. So there's no outside circumstance, whatever. They're like, I'm not really feeling it. What would you say to them right now?
Well, I would say to them, and I do appreciate, what you said, like outside circumstances, because I get it. I get it. There are some things that, whether it's finances or, I get it. But if it's just a on the fence kind of thing, I am telling you right now, you will not be sorry if you go. And my guess is that you are going, after you see everything that we present at the event and you're not there, you're going to be kicking yourself. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I wish I was there. And I can't remember whether I shared this story on a New Age Live, but a good example of this is when we were in Costa Rica, they had arranged a day, and it was an excursion to go zip lining and to go do all these fun activities. And I'll tell you what, I was sitting in my hotel room. I just wanted to go lay by the pool. I did not, I'll be honest, I did not want to take a 90-minute bus ride through the jungle to go zip. I didn't want to. And a lot of the people that were there had chosen to stay back as well. And so I thought, you know what, maybe I'll stay back too. The last minute, I grabbed my stuff and I ran out to the bus. I will tell you that was the most memorable, the most amazing part of my entire time in Costa Rica. And Andrea, you were with me when we were standing and looking over that green valley. I remember distinctly thinking I was this close from not going because I didn't want to, because it was easier to stay where I was at. That moment will change my life forever when I am faced with should I go? It's a 90-minute drive. So if you are just on the fence, please come. Please come. I promise you, I'm going to make a bold statement. Whew, are you ready, Andrea?
I'm ready. I love a bold statement.
Here's my bold promise. Not only do I guarantee that every minute that you are there, you are going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I came. I guarantee that over the next 30 days, if you take in everything that we talk about at the event, you will see it reflected in your paycheck. I can guarantee that. 100%, maybe 99.9%. You got to put in a little too.
Yeah, well, you taught that was super powerful. Now, I never hesitated on the excursion. I'll admit that. Like I was like a little kid in a candy store. I'd never been anywhere like that. So I'm like, I don't care. Put me on a bus for 3 days. I'm doing it. Right. Like I was excited. But it was the absolute highlight of the trip. And I remember standing over that valley and just the feeling of gratitude. And I feel like we've all had those moments where we're offered something that maybe we don't quite see, right? Like we're like, could be good, but it might not be. So that painted a very powerful picture. So anybody like I feel so guilty. I'm like, I'm sorry, Cheryl. I know you're hurt. You can't be there. But if you don't have extenuating circumstances, join us. Don't miss this. And you know, one of the things that you talked about a couple weeks ago was writing down what we want to get out of the event. And I think that that is so powerful of setting that intention. Like, I am going to Orlando and I am going to grow my business. Like, that is my intention. I'm going to learn more. I'm going to build my belief. I'm going to connect with more people. So I'm going to have more relationships within our specific community. Like, I'm going to immerse myself even more in this beautiful opportunity that we have because I've set that intention, right? So if we go in there knowing, just like you said, like we're all going to make more after this because you told us we are, right? Like, because we're going to go in with that expectation and that's what's going to happen for us. So I love that so much. Thank you for that. And I've got one last question.
Okay.
And it's a doozy. I think it's a fun one. So will you share with us your vision for the future here?
I have to tell you that I am so excited. And it's funny that you read that quote that I put on Facebook earlier, because it was specifically in my mind when I put that on there about this event, because we are launching some things there that are so exciting, out of the box, different than we've maybe done before. And you know, as you get closer to the event, there's stress, there's logistics, you know. And so today I was just kind of sitting in that as I was getting ready to write my talk for the event. And I just had such a peace and calm come over me as I started to think about this system that we're launching. And it was that quote that came to mind and why I posted it, because I feel so confident and such peace that this is going to be a game changer. And what I love about it is the simplicity. It's not like we're going to be on stage shooting off cannons and you know, throwing out $1 million things. And it is so beautifully simple and duplicatable. And just today, the piece that I had, there was no anxiousness. It was just peace. And so I'm excited about what we're launching at the event. I'm also, as far as the vision for my future goes, or our future,
All right, that's perfect. We're going to jump on your coattails. That works.
Is, you know, up until this point, we've had a lot of work to do. You know, it's no secret. It's been tough. We've gone through some tough things, right? And changing back offices, and it's, you know, it's been tough. And so for the past year, I've really focused on, you guys know my philosophy: fundamental, you know, focus, fundamentals, follow through, and fun. And those are getting back to the basic and kind of fixing some of the systems that haven't maybe been working as efficiently. We've launched live shopping, which has been just unbelievably successful. Our sales in North America are up. As far as our growth, we're right on target with Europe. As far as the growth that we have in North America, we have so many wins under our belt. It's incredible. And I'm so happy about those. And what we're launching at the event, I plan to have my focus for at least the next 12 months. And then just lastly, I will say the next thing that I want to promise everyone on this call that is going to be my big focus over the next, you know, after we get the event out of the way, is I really want to refocus on our recognition program, because I see how hard you guys work. I love that I follow you on Facebook. I feel like I know your families. And so for me, this next year, we're going to do some really exciting things to celebrate you and to celebrate all of your wins with recognition. So there's a lot more, but that is going to be my biggest focus is coming up.
Well, we adore you and we cannot wait to squeeze you in person. We need the mouse in my pocket. I don't know, but I know every single person on here is thinking the same thing. Like, your heart shines through how much you care about all of us. So thank you. Thank you for taking good care of us and creating some really amazing things for us. And we're just excited to hear more about this launch in just a couple days. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday. And I absolutely appreciate you.
Thank you, Andrea. And I absolutely love and appreciate every single one of you. And I do want to give one little push. Everyone be on Monday's call, be on the call tomorrow, because we are officially launching a product that we've kind of been testing in the markets. We're going to be officially launching a product. We have a huge announcement about the Dare to Dream event, which we've not even mentioned. So we'll be announcing that tomorrow. And I feel like there's a couple other things. So I can't remember. And maybe that's a good thing because that'll make you want to be there even more. So I will see everybody tomorrow night.
Well, I cannot wait. Thank you so much, Kristine. And we're going to add in a spotlight here. We have Coach Palmer.
I am here.
Well, we might have Coach Palmer. He texts me.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear us, Brent?
He's holding us in suspense.
I think he might be frozen.
He might be frozen. So he texted me while you were speaking and he said, I've got to say something. Can I jump on at the end and say something? But we might have lost him. So we tried. So we'll just have to.
Oh, there he is.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. So I'm in a building. I've got people all around me, but I'm sitting here. I've got my iPad out.
I'm Mrs. Smith. I want to know what he's going to say.
I want to know too. Well, guys, I know it was going to be super powerful. It was going to be very profound. It was going to be completely different than what we would have thought of, but I think he's live again. Maybe talk fast, Coach.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to be real still, but maybe jump in if you can hear me. Okay.
Okay.
So I was just going to say this, like, behind the scenes, you know, what Kristine and the corporate staff have done for this, this Orlando event and everything that's coming with our opportunity has been unbelievable to watch behind the scenes. And let me say this to everybody, as I listen to Kristine and you talk tonight, Andrea, is, you know, this is a profession. Network marketing is a profession. It's a profession that you can do your entire career in, you know, like my kids' friends, they look at me and I'm not so sure they know what I do. They might think I'm selling drugs. They're like, your dad's like, what does he do? You know, but it's a profession. And there's a point to this. And the point is you spend the majority of your profession just grinding out like any business, like meeting people, connecting with people, sharing the product, sharing the opportunity, and seeing where the ripple takes you, right? You start to build a residual income. But then there's an opportunity along the way, if you stay in this industry long enough, that things line up. Company's message lines up. A product lines up. to what the world needs and what the world does not know about. Years ago, guys, T&J was that product. You know, years ago, Limu Original was that product. I could go through. MOA was that product. I mean, like where tens of thousands, millions of people around the world started using it. Can you imagine being the front, like the first? And see, what happened was momentum was created. And so you spend the majority of your time in this industry just building a business. People talk all the time about right place, right time. You can build this industry any time, any day, if you're willing to get out there and hustle. But there's an opportunity if you stay in this long enough. And I've seen this video before. I've seen this movie before, where a company lines up with the right people. They find a product. They find something the world does not know about. They synergize together and roll out. But see, everything's got to line up for that to happen. But when it happens, a company goes into momentum in a place to where it's undescribable. It's like the people are coming to you to find out, not you going to them. It's like you've got the best thing, the hottest thing, and people are just running through the door to get in. And all I can tell you, if you've never experienced it, Todd Rowland has, Tracy Turnberg has, like others have, other leaders have. And it's one of those things that it's hard to describe, but it's something you want to be there for. And what I personally see right now is a company, is a staff, is an executive board that is lining up for that movement, for that moment. And I look in the eyes of Kristine McKay every day. I listen to her every day. She's a leader of the people. She has passion. And when you start to get together with people that have passion, that are motivated in changing people's lives, that love to get up and put their feet on the floor every day, not just for the money, not just for the health, but for the lives that are going to be impacted, amazing things happen. Amazing things happen. And then when you tag it on to something that the world does not know about, you got an amazing fire that's going to spread. And that is why Orlando, and I keep saying it, it's like opening the next chapter to this amazing opportunity. And we are all characters into that chapter. So what do you want to play? Here's what I want to play in that chapter. I want to step out of my comfort zone, and I want to run to the land of unfamiliar territories. And I want to be that lead character in this new chapter. And I want each and every one of you to do the same. And I know Kristine does. So Andrea, I wanted to jump in. I didn't want to steal your call tonight at the end, but as I listened in, I'm like, guys, you are here. You're here. You're in the next chapter. You're paying attention. Like, put the running shoes on. Lock into Orlando. Get your mind right. Get your eyes set. Because what is taking place there is going to be a catalyst for the future for us going out and a lot of lives, including our own. So, Kristine, thank you for all your hard work and your staff's hard work. Can't wait to see you.
Thank you. And honestly, I can't endorse more everything that you just said. That I believe, I'm looking at the numbers on this call. I truly believe that every single one of us are here at the right time, the right place. And I know my passion, I know Brent's passion, I know Andrea's passion, can you imagine a room filled with every single person that has that passion and the power that we will have leaving that event to change lives? I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Well, me too. That was fire. Thank you both. This was a really powerful call. Cannot wait to see everybody in person Love you guys to pieces, guys. Love all of you. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us, and can't wait to see everybody throughout the week at on Coach's Corner, and then on Friday out there in Orlando. So I love you guys. Have a phenomenal week, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Kristine. Love you to pieces. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate
Love you
everything
guys. Grateful
said.
for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you soon, everybody.